Hello, everyone, and we're back. I am Gary Gotzo. Welcome to P1's coverage of round one of the inaugural season of the Onyx Racing League's Lotus 79 series. As tonight we come to you from Homestead, Miami Speedway on the paperclip-shaped mile-and-a-half oval out in the middle of the swamplands and orange blossoms and orange orchards. But here we are with our first race for the Lotus 79s here in the Onyx Racing League. As always, joining me is a guy that drove these things before and done pretty well is Luis Gonzalez-Nunez. Luis, good to have you back. Welcome to Homestead, and we're going to kick off a new season with a new league here, right here at Homestead.
Yeah, it's gonna excited to back again. We don't say ISRA again. It's gonna be Onyx. It's better for my mouth to say that word. But yeah, we come back with this Lotus 79 when they raced in the Lionheart. I beat the last winner in Homestead and Auto Club that race with the 4Y. I think so, Matt Taylor and Rodriguez. I wasn't that day. I don't remember. But really nice car. Very old. You don't need to make too much adjustment. It's just driving. Only concentrate in the tires. And always the front. We're going to talk about this from here to the end. About the front right tire is the main goal to take care. And the main goal to just change it. So it's going to be good to have it here. Be here, actually. With once again see the Canadian team with Alex Guyon and David Siro in the lineup. So with also David Rodriguez, Mark Corrin also too, Cristobal Valenzuela back also too in the grid. So it's gonna be good race. 26 cars for sure in the grid today.
All right, as we are already getting ready to line up as qualifications are now complete here at Homestead Miami Speedway, and we will get in today's field. And yes, as mentioned, we have ourselves a nice and properly sized field here, and I suspect that for a while we're going to see some pack racing going on here. But let's get into the starting lineup. And there are your weather conditions. 113 on the track temp, 82 on the ambient. And here is tonight's starting lineup. On the pole, he will go down as a trivia question now as the Watchman. Mark Cohn with a speed of 182.4. Right next to him is Rodriguez, also with the 182.4. And then there's this big fall off between the top two drivers. 0.4 of a mile an hour is Stouffer and Gallas back on row 2. Wags and Rigney on row 3. Forsyth and Campbell on row 4. Fowler and Hearn rounding out the top 10. Then we got Dean Darth Ball coming back. Right next to him is Jason Collins. Say hey, Lewis Hayes. And Cristobal Valenzuela making his return back to a stream here on the channel. He's going to be running up on the outside of row 7. Then we have Kirby and Lovett on row 8. Clindy and Herrick on row 9. Mixer and Syrah on row 10. And the last 3 rows as the pace car is now moving out. Callisto and Fortson, Kirby and Goodman, Coker and Guyon, and that is your 26-car lineup here.
Man, this car is not like you see it. It's not like it just turning easy peasy. Oh man, it is super tough. Taking 4 laps to get the worn tire, and then after that it's like the car is going, and then when you're maybe 10 laps or 15 laps to go in the final stint, the car is undrivable. So it's really difficult, especially here. It's a good start for the league and Homestead. It's always tough. So it's gonna be really nice to watch again the Lotus 79 in oval.
We're doing 133 laps tonight. Originally, I thought it was supposed to be 130, so we're just doing just shy of 200 miles. Mile and a half paperclip shaped oval fixed setup race. 28% on the fuel level on these cars. So we're going to see some green flag pit stops if there are any. And we are underway. Green flag in the air for the first ever Lotus 79 race in Onyx history. And already, Lewis, we got cars on the high line, cars on the low line. Everyone's trying to find that preferred spot, but it is Cone going off into turn one as the lead. Right behind him is Rodriguez, Gallus, Rigney, and Stouffer, your top five, getting ready to complete lap one.
Yeah, does it make sense to use the high line to warm the tires, and then you can go into the low one? But now they use the early line, so that doesn't matter. But the one I remember is the car is not getting there.
Rodriguez on the high line, getting a big run there.
You have to play a lot with the throttle.
3 wide now for the lead, going into one. Dean Darth Maul with the purple lap. So normally we got a bunch of stats and history to tell you about, but they might sound like Indy cars from the 80s, but they are not. They are Formula One cars from the late 70s. These are really road cars that we're watching on an oval. iRacing has kind of over time adapted these cars to run on an oval. But these guys here in Onyx and the former ISRA crew and the former Lionheart crew, there's Tristan Fortson going purple, have a lot of experience with setups and setting these cars up, so they are making them work well on an oval, but this is primarily a road car.
Yeah, talking about road car, next one is Watkins Glen. The other road course is Laguna Seca and Road America very late in November. Oh, they're gonna use the old gateway, I think so. Or maybe they're gonna use the new gateway, I don't know. Whatever the gateway is going, but yeah, from the start of today, September 15th to November 17th. And the last one in Fontana, California Speedway.
As we're watching Cone, who started up in the pole, now start to fade to the back. Right now, up at the front, it is Gallus and Wagner.
Dang.
And so look at these tires on these cars. And we're going to go back, or we're going to ride with Brian Campbell here. This might be a good position here. Let's do this here. And he is actually in the old Miller American, as you hear him lift going into one. But look at these tires. Look how wide these tires. These are much wider than even the standard IndyCar tire, and much, much harder than the standard IndyCar tire. If you thought that the two compounds of soft and hard, those hard tires were as hard as these, no, these tires, Lewis, are effectively, and you're going to say it a lot this season, I'm going to say it a lot this season, these tires are effectively hockey pucks.
Yeah, this huge, very huge. I don't know why the reason. Thinking about that cars in Monaco racing around, nobody could be making it fast, but we talk about because it's basic Formula One, but they imitate the 17s IndyCar and there, but it is huge. Even maybe the IndyCars in that time, it was that side of the tires, or no?
This time, no. Yeah, IndyCar about this time was they only had Goodyear as their supplier, and they only really had one compound. Now, the IndyCar later changed between bias ply and ply tires, but that was later kind of in the run with Goodyear into the 80s. But yeah, IndyCar had pretty hard tires on their cars as well about this point in time in history.
not even close to be that kind of size. Maybe a little bit, but not really that big size with the 79. I was watching the image on the IndyCar season with Rick Mears in 79, be the champion. Also, he won the Indy 500.
And we are 2 by 2 by 2, basically this entire field, as we are lap 12 of 133. Three wide for second. Well, that's actually not second. That's about for fourth spot.
And the 79 champion in Formula One was Jody Scheckter. So basically,
yeah,
familiar name in the IndyCar.
Yep. Thomas Schechter's dad. Actually, I think Thomas Schechter wrecked his boss here at this racetrack back when it was a flat oval and when the Indy Racing League came here.
I think it was that with Salazar also he wrecked Thomas Schechter. I don't remember, or was when somebody else. But it was like at the end of the era of Salazar in the IndyCar in 2002.
I remember, I forget what year it was, but I think it was Sarah Fisher here in the race, finished on the podium. And she passed Salazar for the podium position, and AJ Foyt gets on the radio and goes, "Man, you got passed by a girl." Only AJ Foyt. Only AJ Foyt.
I thought he gonna win the race, but it was super fast Corniche and then Sarah Fisher and there. Even in Phoenix, they have a good car, Salazar, to win the race in Phoenix, but nope. Look at the 3 wide and Campbell, Hearn.
And they've been 3 wide for the entire time, yeah. And again, this is
allowed to make it 3 wide. Look at them front.
And this is a bit of a different experience for me. I've raced in these cars. I was on the Lionheart practice squad for the Retro Series. So I've raced in these cars in practice races. A handful of live races that I've been in these cars, but never really broadcast them an awful lot. And here comes Craig Forsyth to the lead in that Forsyth Racing livery that raced in IndyCar in the early 80s. That brown and orange and gold.
I wanna be honest, the car in turn, the car is slow. Everything is slow. Everything, you cannot have a margin of error because it's going slow. Maybe the only margin of error is how you are going to the approach on the corner, and if you're lifting too late. That's the only big problem on that. You don't need to use the brakes. It's just lifting throttle, play with the throttle in maybe 50-60%. But it's that the margin of the error in between one car and the other. But it's not like a big deal. Now one is going to high line, try to make the pass, but for sure the IRL line is really OP now.
Lewis Hayes, Purple Apple, 182.1. So what you're going to see as we progress through this race and as these tires become more and more worn, it's the opposite of what we normally see in IndyCar racing. IndyCar racing, your fastest laps are normally at the beginning of the run. Here with the Lotus 79s, your fastest laps. Here we go to the inside. Brian Campbell in the Miller American. But you're going to see the fastest laps later in the run as the tanks go down on these cars. And later in the race, they'll be turning their fastest laps, late stages of the race. And it's not going to be necessarily because they have light tanks. It's going to be because the tires are at optimum. And we're going to go 3 wide all the way down to the white line.
Wow.
4 wide. Oh, and Rodriguez up in the wall. That's going to cost him a little momentum down the backstretch. Oh, contact. And that is Rodriguez into the wall. No, that's not Rodriguez. That is Hugo Gallas into the wall.
Oh, no.
And they're all bound up behind him now. 4 wide.
Oh, look at down the back. Oh, my God. Ooh. I forgot about this bunch of car on when you're working on the middle. It is tough. It's no difficult, but the car is hard actually to break. Very hard.
So we're still watching Hugo Gallas try to recover. They are kind of bound up behind him right now. Jason Collins fast lap now. See, just what I'm talking about. 182.5.
Oh my God! I'm watching now the replay of the on Gallas.
So if we get the pit stops, and I'm really not sure when the pit window is for these cars. I would imagine we are approaching that pit window right now. Oh, Gallas with the car to the inside. That is Christopher. And there's Lionel Callisto with purple lap, a 182.8. But I would imagine that the first couple of pit stops that we see these cars take, I would imagine this is either a 2 or 3 stops race with 28% fuel. I would imagine that they are going to probably take fuel only on at least one of the stops as we have a car blink out. And one of the other stops that they might take on a tire, and that is the right front, I believe.
It's all depend, but you know what? Not everybody know about that trick. Maybe Wagner knows, maybe Campbell knows, but for sure Stoffer, for sure Fowler knows, Richie Hearn, all the people racing the Retro Series know about that specific key to maybe do just fuel and just going to dirt. We have to see it. So we were talking about maybe 34 laps per tank, but maybe some of them we can make less fuel to go more fast, and the fuel is very important on this car. It's not like the IndyCar anyways going fast with less or more fuel, but this car the fuel is really big important here, because maybe couple gallons less, the car is going maybe 5 miles more fast, maybe 3 or 4 the other one.
And still at the front, it is Wags and Campbell. Campbell is in the red and white car, Wags in the pink car. Don't laugh at the pink car. I believe the pink car is a throwback to Emerson Fittipaldi's very first IndyCar. 3 wide for position. That is Clindy going down low.
You remember what before I say something about the margin of error? That's what I talked about with Clendy when he threw the car on the glass, and that's happened. But the important thing is glass does not have damage, because the car is really hard to destroy. This is really, you can hit the wall and the car is still going. And glass hit the wall not pretty bad, but it maybe could have damage on the car. going more fast now. So 183.2, David 0 and fastest lap now. So we started with 181, so they are almost 3 miles more fast, and they're gonna go more fast with maybe a little more, couple laps to go. But the people's getting fast. I think that with all these people in group, they save a little bit more gallons on maybe make a 2 or maybe 1 or 2 more laps in the expected way thinking about it. But yeah, also the pit stop is going for the emergency entry through the pit stop. It's gonna be really a different thing. And also we don't have a pit, also the bottom pit entry, so they have to be pay attention with the entry also too, with the speeding.
Yeah, pit road speed limit, double check me on this one, Lewis. The pit road speed limit is 55? I don't think it's 55, I think it's 45.
50.
50, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we are now 34 of 133 in. We're less than 100 laps to go, and we are caution-free. These guys have done a great job, but we have some blinkers throughout the lineup that is causing the lineup to shift and flow on us here.
It's Mika Mixer, what?
Right now, your biggest gainer is Lionel Callisto in the 6th spot up 15 position. that is nothing new for Lionel. That is standard operating procedure in any type of car that he's in, whether he's racing in ISRA, Lionheart, or an Onyx. Oh, big twitch by Clindy coming into the corner. I think now a lot of these guys are kind of fighting a bit of a loose car into the run. I think this is what you talked about, Lewis. We're now lap 37. I would imagine pit stops are not that far away. Again, we're not the experts that we are on this car as we are in IndyCar that we can give you a firm number, but we do know that it is 23% on fuel. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we're thinking about it. I thought, because I raced on my stand before, and the races before I have a line here, I thought it's gonna be maybe between 35, 34, I said 35 or 36, but when you're behind of the car, you save it more than that. So basically, when you make one lap by yourself, behind of the car, you make basically half of that. So basically, every time when you're behind of the car, you save it half of on one lap, basically. So for sure it's gonna be maybe on 40, but the key is it's gonna be really, really entertainment when you see all these cars coming at once. And for sure somebody gonna over
well, I mean, I would imagine they're all coming at once. Here's Clindy going 3 wide into 1 for the lead. He's racing with one of his teammates there, Brian Campbell, and they're fighting for the lead now. But I would imagine that they're not, I mean, they could all come at once, but I would imagine there's some cars that have been up at the front, like Campbell, that will come earlier than everyone else versus someone like Forsyth, who's been kind of back in the draft for a lot of this run.
Yeah, if I Forsyth or if I on the front, for example, I'm gonna pick Forson. I prefer to come in by myself and don't mess somebody pitted in, though. Or maybe can mess mine with over tried to overshoot the entry though.
Still battle for the lead. It is Clendy in that teal and black car, and then Brian Campbell in the Danny Sullivan Miller American livery from 1985. Also drove that in 86. Right behind him is Stouffer and Lionel Callisto. Stouffer in that green car on the high side, Callisto down on the bottom. Then right behind them is Jason Collins in that blue car that kind of reminds you of Mirage from the Transformers. And also Chris Fowler back there as well.
Oh, Wagner's the first one. So, and I guess it is gonna be coming soon, so all these people. Brendan Kirby is coming to pit. Also, Gary Lomne is coming. Rodriguez called too. Everyone is calling, actually.
Here is Lovern. Here comes Kirby. Here comes Wags. First stops here in the Onyx Racing League's Lotus 79 Series. Sponsored by 4D Racewear. Make sure to check out their line of sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com.
Oh, nice break on Campbell. Wow.
And now there's Campbell coming down pit road, but we're watching. And I think a lot of cars are going for the full set of tires. So look how they're going up on the jacks. These are not the normal jacks that we're used to seeing. They do not have the pneumatic jacks. There's going to actually be a crew member on each end of the car virtually. Lifts the front, lifts the rear, going up on the top of the tires. So I think you're right. Because look at Hugo Gallas. He is on pit road. He has not gone up on the jack. So he is going fuel only. And here comes the rest of the field. Here comes Clendy. But I think some of these more experienced drivers are just going fuel only. By some of these least experienced drivers, they're going with tires because that's kind of what they know from IndyCar racing.
Yeah, I guess that's a lot of seconds in the pit, but it is normal. And I guess Callisto just came for just fuel. Mostly they did 25 seconds for fuel, but you can make the change of the tire for sure. But you can see the imagine the car is going up on the front and then drop it, and then going up on the back and drop it. So you can see it in the screen on the replay how is the change of the tire. Look at the exit of the car now.
And now Stouffer is on pit road. Justin Kirby, we saw him at the Sim Gaming Expo. He's on pit road. Jim Herrick on pit road. David Serra on pit road. So these are the last of the pitters right here. But Clendy is broken out in front.
So for sure, in the next bit, okay, Fowler changed the tire. Changed all the 4 tires.
Oh, car in the grass.
Stopper.
Car in the grass. I'm not sure who that is. I think that's the 43. Go back and watch that real quick.
Oh, Justin Kirby have a black flag.
Yeah, I think he had a problem leading pit road.
Yeah.
Let's see what happened. He gets he lights up the Rodriguez goes purple while we're watching that. There's a 184.1, so we're up in the 184s. But he comes up to speed, and those tires, if he did change the tires, I can't recall if he did, but again, they are super cold, super hard, and that is a unsafe exit. And that's going to be a black flag for Kirby.
Yeah, he changed the tires. That's the issue when you change the tire when they call. And that's what I said. It's the key. Oh my God! That now is braking, and maybe another penalty. Oh, bad for Kirby.
So back up front, we got a 4-car breakaway. It is Clendy, Campbell, Callisto, Rodriguez. as we have now completed our first round of pit stops under green conditions. Then right behind him, we got Chris Fowler in the green car and Jason Collins in the Atari-sponsored 79. Again, it looks like Mirage, Autobot Mirage from Transformers. Actually, I have one of my Lotus 79 liveries is a Mirage from Transformers. He was actually a Lotus 79 car.
I don't remember too much Transformers, but okay.
No, I will send you a picture and you'll look at it and you'll be like, ah, yes. They later made Mirage into a DW12.
Oh, the other thing is we forgot to talk about, because now it's a little bit spray the people. I think it's a 0.4 between to get the draft, staying at the DW12. So the only way to catch up from the cars, like for example, Jason Collins now is with Valor, try to catch the leader car on the Campbell. Is just make the laps in the first line and then like a basically qualified lap to try to catch the car on the front. So I remember 0.4, 0.5 the gap, but it's kind of like that. The gap is when you're the bubble draft in between the car on the front and your.
Yeah, that's we have not talked about that because now we're looking at three distinct groups right now. We have the leaders, then we have these two cars we're watching right here in the middle pack, and they're actually running down the leaders right now. So they're going to join the leaders right now. So, Lewis, you've raced these cars. Maybe you remember, what is the draft envelope again? How far back does the draft go back on these cars? How close do you need to be to the car in front of you to be in the draft?
0.2 is just maximum draft for the car, but 0.4 and 5 is when you're losing, where you don't have the chance to catch it. 6 is just too much. It's like you're losing for sure. But like I say again, the only way to catch it is, for example, if you go to the group of the Tristan Forson and side by side with Gary Lovner, better for Gary is leave Tristan push, make the qualifying lap to make the catch at the front. If you do the side by side, nobody's gonna make the catch on the front. So that's the way. Or maybe I remember they do the bump draft, but a little bit, but doesn't work actually. But that's the bubble or the gap in between where you catch the draft in front.
And they're there. They have caught that lead draft. And so now can the second group, which is actually being led by Fortson and Lovern. And Lovern in that A.J. Foyt livery that he drove in 82 when he sat on the front row at the 500. That's the year when Kevin Kogan banged into the side of him at the start of that 500. There's a mix of old Lionheart liveries on the racetrack. There's a mix of historical IndyCar liveries. You can also find some old Formula One liveries that people have for these. But really, these cars look best when you have an old 1980, 81, 82, 83 era IndyCar livery. About 84, 85, 86, the cars really started to get the pointed nose and the arrow look. But about 80, 81, 82, 83, they still were a bit more boxy. I mean, case in point, go look at pictures of the Pennzoil Chaparral, the car that Johnny Rutherford used in the 1980 Indy 500, very similar to these. The Wildcat that Gordon Johncock ran to the 82 win, beating out Rick Mears. Again, very similar to these, and they sound very similar. The reason why they sound similar at the time is Cosworth, with pretty much the main engine manufacturer, the main engine provider to a lot of IndyCar teams back in the early 80s. And we're going to have that second pack has now caught the lead pack.
Yeah, it's about the time. I did a good job, just leave somebody to make the push, and did a good job in there.
Someone says in chat,
you're right.
Someone says in chat that Starscream is the coolest Transformer. I could agree to that. I'm not a big Transformer guy. I'm more of a G.I. Joe guy. Of course, if you watch the G.I. Joe cartoon, the same voice that did Cobra Commander did Starscream as well. I would say outside of Mirage being my favorite Transformer, I would say Optimus Prime's definitely there. Jetfire, he was really cool as a kid. Megatron, especially when he was the gun. Of course, that's not allowed anymore these days. But the gun is Megatron, pretty cool. 3 wide for position right there. Campbell down low. Lovern just moves right atop.
Kind of useless, the Megatron transformation. Only if we have the other cars around to make the big Megatron or whatever thing. I remember they have these tractors and stuff, jealous thing, and make it.
Oh
big,
yeah, that was
huge.
the Constructicons.
Yeah, and they transform it to the gun
Devastator.
Things and make,
Devastator. Yeah.
And they make the.
So they combine, they were little robots that combined into big robots. Kind of like Voltron, but. So now we got something interesting going on the racetrack because the leaders are now coming up to Brent Kirby, who is now at the tail end of the lead lap, and they are going to catch his draft here soon and pull themselves right up to his rear wing here. And he's going to have to make a decision if he's going to stay high, go low, and it might just be his best decision to stay high. What do you think?
I think the problem is I see a couple cars use the high line because it's the best one to keep the car with the rotation and speed also. But it's kind of hard to. It's not like an IndyCar. Everything is going slow, actually. Let's be honest. It's like when we did the track series over here, everything is slow. Every track, every turn is slow. Same here. It's like you at least have 4 or 5 seconds in your mind to make the decision, but not like the IndyCars when everything is going in half a second, like a boom, faster. But yeah, it's better decision to stay high. That's Kirby is doing pretty well. And just keep it the line over there and don't do something else.
Gary Lovern is just slicing it up through the middle right now. Let's ride with Gary Lovern, 190 plus miles per hour going into the speed trap in turn 3. A little bit of a lift down to about 175 miles per hour coming off the corner. Down the straightaway, back up into the 190s. I don't think we're going to see any 200 mile per hour laps. I don't even think we'll see them max out at 200 miles per hour. Although in real life, if these cars were racing here at this racetrack, or at least the 1980, 1981, 1982, 1983 Indy cars, they would get up to just outside of 200, if not touching 200. And the reason I say that, and I know that, is that IndyCar at this time, with these, when they style cars and with these style engines, they used to race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the old oval Atlanta Motor Speedway. And they would get up right around 200 miles an hour.
That's dangerous.
Oh yeah, the old Atlanta Motor Speedway, yeah, very dangerous, very bumpy, and it was not the quad oval like it is now. It was very much an oval like this. 24 degrees of banking. This is progressively banked here at Homestead. Remember, Homestead started off as a triangle, as a rectangular mini Indy configuration at 1.5 miles. And they got rid of that because of the odd angles, actually the bad angles that cars were wrecking.
Wait, how old? Like which year?
1996 when track opened, and it was a mini Indy configuration. 4 turns, a short chute between each turn. You didn't know that?
I didn't know. I heard that, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
86. Oh, the former Atlanta International Raceway from 1960 to 99.
Okay, so Atlanta was, kind of an oval just like this.
Yeah, let's be honest, it's like it's hard to understand the old stuff, like the old security stuff, the old, for example, Indianapolis, they have this small, they don't have a fence actually, let's be like this. Or maybe the Daytona, or maybe the other one, versus now we have a fence stuff. They can jump into the other way.
Yeah.
So it's hard to think about it though.
72 of 133.
200.
Thanks for joining us. This is P1's coverage of the Onyx Racing League's Lotus 79 series coming to you from Homestead. We've now completed 72, now 73 of 133 laps. You're enjoying P1's coverage of tonight's race. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for future iRacing content, including kickoff of Season 4 2025 of the IndyCar Oval Series, as the teams and drivers start off big and fast at Auto Club Speedway in Fontana. Coverage starts at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow right here on P1.
Yeah, they already have a big field. With Robert Maleska won the first race. It is 4.8
wow.
set field today. With Maleska, Van der Sande, Alexander Van der Sande, and Jason Profin in the podium. Sorry. Oh, Piñero dead. Oh, okay. Started on second with he finished 17. So. But yeah, for sure it's gonna be over 5K. What do you think?
Oh yeah.
I always, when I see 4 point something in the first race, it's going for 5K on the next one. Fingers crossed.
And now we're back at the front. It is Maul. Dean Darth Maul has slowly worked his way up to the front there. And joining him now is Gary Lovern in the A.J. Foyt Valvoline Special on the high side. Lionel Callisto has been in the top 5 pretty much since the last round of pit stops. And we expect the next round of pit stops here. Probably by the time, about 13 laps from now, roughly. I would expect right around lap 90, considering we went with lap 45 last time. We have been caution-free, I believe. I don't think we've seen a single caution. Rodriguez in 4th, Clindy in 5th. But really, it's the top 4 right now. There's a small gap back to Clindy. Then Jason Collins. And then Jason Collins is pulling a whole group of drivers. Here comes Gary Lovern to the lead of the A.J. Foyt Valvoline Special. And he clears them. Move Lovern to the points.
They have almost an incident on the back with Cocker and Mixer on the back in 19 and 17, 18, 17. It was close. It was a wheel-to-wheel hit over there, but all good for now.
There is Coker right there. Rigney, the host with the most, hanging out in the back right now. I'd imagine here with when they probably get at lap 100, we're going to start seeing a lot of these drivers start making the move to the front. Being Darth Maul down low, he gets the position now, and he's going to have someone right behind him. Lionel Callisto is going to follow him up through. Callisto has an opportunity to take it 3 wide there if he wanted to. Next race for us next week, Watkins Glen, as we will be using the boot configuration, the classic boot. These cars did race at Watkins Glen, I believe, but not that configuration exactly. I believe the S's have changed over time. And I believe the inner loop or the bus stop chicane on the backstretch is also a new addition since NASCAR's been there.
Yeah. Let's see.
And watching everybody now anticipating pit stops in about the next 7 laps.
They went to Watkins Glen in 79. Don't know if the track is the same, but yeah. Who won the race? By Bobby Unser. So Bobby Unser won the race.
Yep.
Rick Mears second, and Gordon Johncock on third.
And the early days of the kart series, they raced there, and then of course they did return back in the Indy Racing League days. We should see these cars a little bit more in a natural setting when they're on the road course. But right now we are 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, 4 rows deep now as we are getting ready to line up and go to pit road for the last round of pit stops. And here comes Gary Lever, and he's going to be the first to blink.
Have a speed limit.
The speed limit here? No, they don't have speed limiter. I don't think there's a speed limiter in these cars. They have to be manual on that one. But the speed limit here, I think you told me, was 50.
50. But if the host can allow the people use that, or iRacing can help you with that. But for sure is, and I remember in Lionheart we don't have that option. So it's like you have to be very careful, even to pass 1 mile or 2 miles. Yeah, they don't have it, actually, for sure. Yeah, I just checked it on board on Gary Lovener, that's why. A lot of people on pit now. And the others coming now.
And now look at here comes a bunch of cars, and we're to D Darth Maul coming to pit road. But we're still going to see Clindy, Fowler staying out there, Stouffer staying out there, Collins staying out there. Everybody lighting up the tires. Final stops here for the first race at Homestead Miami Speedway of the Onyx Racing League's Lotus 79 series. Final stops. And let's see. We're watching Dean Darth Maul. He is not going up on the jack, so that tells me he is sticking with the tires that brought him to this party. He is going fuel only. As they're waiting for that fuel to get into that tank. It is very, very slow. And down, not even down and away, just away. Now, Even though the tires have not been
Stoffer.
changed, they gotta make sure that they come up to speed safely here. Stoffer on pit road. He comes in as our leader.
Oh, this is sucks. If it's okay, nice of the David to leave Stoffer by and can make the coming into the box.
Fowler now leaving the racetrack. He will pick up the lead, but he needs to come all the way around to pass Stoffer.
Oh my God! Oh no! David Zero forgot to turn to change the gear, and the Angels blue. Oh no!
Let's watch him as he's coming off of pit road, and I'm not sure. Maybe we should just ride with him here. Let's do that.
Oh, maybe have a
Oh!
what is the name?
That is it. Engine is done. So now Fowler is the leader. Callisto second, Mall's third, Stoffer fourth, but he's a distant fourth right now. You're going to try to run that group down.
Is it correct word? Word is a sequential age manual gear or whatever is the word. But sometimes you make a mistake when you're going to second to third or fourth. Maybe he made a mistake to going to third to fourth. He went to second, and then that's why he blew out the engine. I don't know. I think so. They use the lean or clip or help to the clutch. It's not really handicap in the oval. Just only for restarted or maybe for going to after the exit of the pit. But in road it's really handicap because it's again maybe it's 3 or 4 miles per hour slow than the other one to use the sequential gear.
Yeah, this is, I believe, an H pattern. 4 gears, H pattern.
Yeah. Yes. It's 4 or 5. I think it's 5.
5, okay.
But the people like me I don't have the thing, so I use the
paddle shifters,
the paddles on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that make the handicap is when every time in road you exit on the turn, your exit slow and take a little more long to take the speed than the other guys use cheap sequential.
All right, so let's go through the field here as we are getting ready to get to lap 100 in the final stages of this race. Chris Fowler is your leader. Lionel Callisto is second. Dean Darth Mall is in third. Chris Stoffer is in fourth. That is your lead 4 right now. Callisto up 19 spots, and Fowler and Mall basically started right next to one another. They are both up 8 spots. Now we got Stoffer. Actually, he's the only one of that group to lose any positions. He started up front, and he's down 1 position. So he's been in the top 3, top 4 all day long. Then we go back to Mark Cohn. He started on the pole, and now he's starting to pull away from that second group a little bit. And then we have Hearn, Campbell, Herrick, Forsyth, Wagner, Collins, Lovern, Guyon, Rodriguez, Clindy, Forge. Everybody's in that last pack. Everybody's in this last pack.
Really surprised about the Rodriguez with 12 spot down in 14. I don't surprised about Clendy because I already checked the pit stop and he take the tires now. So we're talking about that, and it's better to change the tires when your first think always is the first one. So don't have this issue about the wearing up all the 4 tires to try to catch on the front. So at least you're gonna lose 15 laps, 20 laps to try to warn it. I don't know what is worn. It's kind of late also too.
Well, that second group is starting to run down that first group. So here we see on the tree here now, 2.3 seconds. So they need to really try to run down that lead group, and they've been slowly ticking away, but they might not have enough time. 32 to go.
Smart on the, smart on Mark Horn left pass by Forsyth. Maybe in the next pass for it's not checker flag, but for the main straight, he can do the same thing on turn 1. But no, it's just Forsyth leading the pack to the front. And it's 1:10.
No, they're losing. They're losing. They're losing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they are 29.1, all of them, with a little bit more. But they all of them in 29.1. Now, same. They lose 1/10 each lap.
Craig Forsyth now leading this group, thinking that maybe he might be able to get a little bit more speed out of this group. And not too far in front of the leaders, as a matter of fact. Go back up to the front. Cristobal Valenzuela had a momentary issue on pit road, and he is now falling behind. He is now just in front of the leaders by 2 seconds.
Is very fast in the road. I remember it was the kind of guys being on the 15th top 10, top 9, top 8 in the Retro Series road course and stuff. So maybe the next one in the Watkins is gonna be much better than they have now. So this is the thing, when the car is at least 1 second or maybe 1.5 seconds close to the dark guys, I think it's more easy to make the catch in maybe 10 laps or something like that. But now they are 3 seconds behind. It's a big gap. Somebody like a Stoffel have to make a mistake, or Dimmo have to make a mistake and have some issue, but nobody on the front. These 4 guys on the front fighting. It's just going on one line, and they know if we go in one line, we can finish the race battle for the victory, our 4. So that's very smart of these guys to think about it. We don't need to fight.
And now Cone back to the point, leading this group. They're trying, but they're now 3 seconds behind, more than 3 seconds behind, with 25 to go. So unless there's a caution, which could very well happen, Rigney sliding up in there. I told you Rigney would be racing here late.
And now, well, 2:10's fast now. Yeah, 3/10 fast on this passport line. Let's see if it's how it's worked, because Stoffel is a little slowed down. He did 29.3. 28.9. My God.
Well, Campbell takes a big dive to the inside to make a pass there. 3 wide. Clindy up at the top. He clears Rodriguez. Clindy down to the bottom now, 3 wide with Lovern. And this group, they could wreck. This group right here could be racing real hard and cause a wreck, and that would allow the field to shrink up.
The other issue is when the car in the front is wrecked, the car is not turning. Actually, the car is going straight. You can brake, you can turn, the car is going straight anyway. So if it catch one, maybe you're gonna catch 5 or maybe more. By experience, it's happened to me. You can turn it whatever you want, the car is going straight anyway. So it is hard to avoid, but not impossible actually.
And now we got Fowler and Mall side by side as these guys are deciding, it is time to race. They also know that that second group is not catching them, so they can probably, if they want to start racing now, that second group is not going to catch them. That first 4 cars, that's Cristobal Valenzuela. He is in that 4th car back, and he is not involved in this battle. He is now 1 lap down. We have 22 cars on the lead lap. And I have a, sorry, I didn't realize the graphic still had a circle on it. My mistake. There you go. At least we're watching the right number. Hey, I'm out of practice. I've only done 1 race. That was last night since the Sim Gaming Expo.
I look like forever, 2 weeks off.
Yeah, we were off a while. All right, so here we go. We're just building up the drama here with 16 to go now. It is Dean, Darth, Mall, Fowler, Callisto, Stouffer. This is really, unless we have a late caution, and I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm going to find something wood to knock on. All right, there we go. This is going to be the battle for the win right here. I don't think the second group is going to catch them. They are now back 4.2 seconds. So they are not, actually, let me show you actual gaps here. Gap. There we go. They're back 3.6 seconds. 3.6 seconds.
Yeah, far to go. 5 for 5. Yeah.
Yeah, with 15 to go, I really don't see some unless this first group really gets the racing, and I don't think they will. I think they will behave very well and get within like in the last 5-6 laps, and they'll start slugging it out.
It is crazy. This. Look at that. I don't realize now. Now I realize the first 4 names on the front. So Tim Moll, Lion Hair guy in the Retro Series, Red Experimental in the Oval. Chris Fowler also too. I cannot mention Callisto. Callisto's really, even in IndyCar, even on the, I don't know if the Speedway, but for sure in the Retro Series. And Stoffer, 1 position down. So basically, you don't need to make the pole, or maybe the fastest lap in qualifying to be on the front. Just you need to have the good strategy, and also the pace. And that's Tim Moll, Fowler, and Callisto did a good job now. And also Stoffer keeping the track around and don't lose the track on these 3 guys.
Coming to 10 to go. So it just so happens we could bring up those Lionheart statistics over on Sim Racer Hub. So Chris Fowler in the Retro Series had 60 starts, 2 wins. Lionel Callisto had 52 starts, 1 win. Stoffer had 42 starts, no wins. Dean Moll had 32 starts, no wins. So right now, Fowler has the most winning experience with 2 wins in these cars in the Lionheart Series, and he is now looking at possible career win 3 in the Lotus 79s. 2 in Lionheart, 1 in Onyx. Moll looking for his first career win in the Lotus 79. Now we're starting the race up front. 8 to go.
Gonna be in the last 3 laps.
Oh, contact! Contact between Moll and I don't know if there's damage on the wing for Fowler. I don't think so.
Oh. Nope. All good.
I'm looking at his front wings there, and they look like they're all straight.
Oh no! Yeah, he have a damage.
He does? Okay,
yeah.
Maybe a little here.
Yes. Yes, in the left side. Yeah, for sure. It's like a scrap over there on the. Well, I can see on the rear chase. When he hit, the wings went short. Now it's kind of. Yeah, they have a penalized for that.
So that's gonna
be a big deal.
That's gonna hurt him. That's actually gonna hurt. If he needs to stay in the draft. I don't know. Sometimes with these cars, and if you don't race it now, we got 5 to go. If you race in VR, in these cars, you can actually sit up a little bit and look forward and see the condition of your wings. But if you're just kind of in your standard rig and you're sitting low, you might not be able to notice that. And I think you're right. We can begin to see it now a little bit more on the video.
Maybe it's going to be a problem with the turning, but don't know. The thing is, we have 4 to go. For sure, this guy on the back is not going to be even close, but they now 1.6 close of Valenzuela. So maybe in the last lap they're going to get close, but not too close to be on the victory, to fight for the victory, actually.
And yeah, look, the wing has finally come off. The wing has come off on Fowler's car. So he is now falling back.
Oh, no.
And so now this win, and Kirby goes purple, but now this win is going to come down to these 3 cars.
They have a contact with Stoffer, that's why. That's why I lose the win. Oh no, look at that. Oh my God!
And we're spinning,
Oh,
and that's it. And we're gonna go caution, and that's the race. And D. Darth Maul is gonna get the win.
Oh. Mark Korn tried to make the 4 wide. He tried to.
And let's get into. Let's take a look here. It's just when they caught Fowler. Fowler was not going to give up his line. He went right to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to make everyone go around him the long way. And here we see we got 4 wide. And yeah, Cone just kind of brings in, and then Jim Herrick hits one of his own cars, and now we got spinning to the inside, and that's going to bring this race and finish race 1 of the Onyx Racing League Lotus 79 series under caution.
Don't surprise about Dean Moore win the race. I don't surprise about these 3 guys finish on the podium. To be honest. They did a good job to get away of this group, and they did a good job on that. But they almost catch it. They almost. They was super close to catch the big group of all these guys.
So Maul, and that is a checkered flag and a win for Dean Darth Maul. Callisto comes home second, and Stouffer in third. Under caution, but the first race is complete here at Homestead Miami Speedway. And here are your final results. As mentioned, Maul, Callisto, Stouffer, your top 3. Forsyth in 4th. Richie Hearn with a top 5. In fact, a good day for the 4D guys, even though 2 4D guys got taken there out on the finish there. We had 4D finishing 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Rigney, remember Rigney was in the back of the pack at one point? Well, he finished 6th. Matt Wagner 7th. Shane Coker, good finish for Shane in 8th. Tristan Fortson and Clindy 9th and 10th. Gary Loverns did some time at the point. He comes home in 11th. Jason Collins in 12th. Campbell 13th. Guyon in 14th. Rodriguez 15th. Goodman 16th. Say Hey Louis Hayes 17th. Gallus, Cone, and Valenzuela 18th, 19th, and 20th. Actually, we were showing Cone and Cristobal both at 19th, but so we'll just consider these results unofficial. Kirby in 20th, Mixer in 21st. Then we got Brent Kirby showing in 23rd. So again, consider this all unofficial. Jim Herrick 24th, Fowler 26th, and Sarah in 26th. Again, not sure why the mix-up on the points are on the finishing here. I think a lot of it had to do with just finishing under caution, and just consider these unofficial.
Thank you, Seth. 1 hour and 7 minutes, a pretty good race. We won only 1 yellow. It was
unofficial.
When you be leader, you want to see that yellow. You don't want to fight for the last one. Yeah, it was a pretty good. And Jay Coker with 7, he has got the driver of the 7. 9.
You say Coker's the driver of the race? All right.
Yes, sir.
And I think the theme really here of these interviews is going to be experience in the car. I think experience in the car definitely paid off for these drivers.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
All right. All right, let's get into the interview room here, and let's see if anyone would like to talk to us after getting the first race under their belt here. And there he is, Christopher. And joining us in the booth is Christopher, and kind of almost we left off a little bit with the IndyCars. Another podium finish here in the opener for the Lotus 79 here on the Onyx side of things. But really the key trend that we saw here, Chris, and maybe you saw it too, the names that you finished up in the top three with, Maul, Callisto, you. These are all drivers that all had experience of the Lionheart Retro Series. How much did your experience in the Retro Series help you here today?
Well, the experience I took from that, running that series certainly helped. It came in with the tires. iRacing did do an update with the fuel, and it took a lot longer to fill up the car, it seemed like. But regardless, that did play into it a lot. Just having an idea of what the car was going to do, especially with the tires, because these you can run these tires full race without changing them just about.
Well, I mean, talk about the strategy. You said just about, so that means you did have to change in most cases, it's going to be like one tire. When did you change that tire? And was it earlier in the race or later in the race?
No, I changed it on the first stop, and that's the other heartbreaker about the whole dang thing is I stayed out that extra lap both times. Knew I was good to the end. Just sitting there biding my time, just saying, hey, I'll wait to race it out, here in the last few laps. And I waited to two to go and tried to get a big old head of steam and get up there. But that caution came out and field was locked where it was.
Well, congratulations on the podium finish in the first race here in the series this season. 10 races this season. We'll talk about the schedule here in a little bit. But any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to before we let you go?
Shout out to my kids. You need to be in bed. You guys, nice meeting you, by the way. And, everybody puts on the league. 4D Racewear. Make sure to go to 4dracewear.com. Got some really nice boots and gloves there. If you need some, check them out. Highly recommend it. Otherwise, hopefully we'll see you next week.
All right, Christopher P3, congratulations, and we'll see you on the road course when we go to Watkins Glen coming up.
Thank you.
And we'll take him down there, and we'll change the graphics here. Go back there, and now we will Lionel Callisto. And again, we will bring him up. And here is Lionel Callisto finishing second. Before we talk about the caution to kind of end the race for you guys, again, the lead question for Stouffer, same question for you, someone with a lot of experience in the Retro Series and the Lionheart side of things. How much did that help you here today?
A lot. I just didn't take any tires. I just remember from the old series of Lionheart, just don't take tires. Not sure about the new build, but I just kept it that way. It helped a lot. Disappointed on the end. I was hoping that would play out. I wanted to see how that played out with how much fuel I had left. I think Stouffer had a little more than the rest of us. Just a little disappointed. I wanted to see that played out.
Talk about the race then and your strategy. You've done this before, and you kind of know that you don't need to change 4 tires. It kind of comes down to maybe changing 1, maybe 2, and it's not always at the first stop of the race. It could be the second or the last stop. What was your strategy, and how well did it execute for you? Obviously, it got you some major track position. Yeah, you finished 19 spots better than where you started.
I thought about getting tires, but I just didn't. I like how they felt when they were worn out. So I was afraid if I get tires, they're gonna be super tight on the first 5, 6 laps, and I'm just gonna say just keep it on, and then just try to be consistent and just try to save fuel as much as I can. I mean, I was 75% throttle the whole entire time, like the last 40 laps, just trying to stay in the draft. But I mean, very happy with the finish. I mean, disappointed the way it played out with the caution, but happy with the finish.
Shout outs, friends, families, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to before we let you go?
You guys at the booth, the league, everybody that's part of this series. Thank you guys. It's fun to race in this league.
Well, congratulations on the P2, Lionel. And again, just whatever we're racing here in this group of guys, whether it's under ISRA or Onyx, we put you in it, and somehow you find your way to the front. So congratulations. But to no one's surprise, Lionel Callisto up on the podium here once again, and we'll catch you in a week when we head to Watkins Glen.
Sounds good. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
See ya. We'll send him back down to where he was. And now let's go to Dean Darth Maul. And here is Dean. Hey, Dean, we got you here in the booth. Congratulations on the win. Hey, man, first of all, sorry. I heard you were at the Sim Gaming Expo, but I missed you. It was like, Maul's here. And I'm like, where? And it's like, over there. And I was like already walking away. And then something else happened. And I never got a chance to miss you. But I know you're there. We'll let you talk about your time there here in a little bit. But again, the trend that we saw here with the top three were all people that had, and really when Fowler was up there too, top four, it really just drivers with a ton of experience in these cars from the Lionheart Retro Series. How much did that pay off for you at all in these cars getting this win?
I guess it helped out. I actually, my experience in the Lionheart wasn't too great in these. He always had pace, but really struggled getting finishes and understanding the tires. So to pull this one off was pretty surprising. I was not expecting it at all.
Well, I mean, again, the other thing you learn from the Lionheart series is, when you come to pit road, you don't really have to do too much with these hockey puck tires that are on these cars. What stop was it for you where you changed a tire, or did you just go no tires and fuel the entire way?
I went no tires and fuel. I don't know if you guys saw before the first pit stop, I got too high and hit the right sides on the wall. Dropped all the way back, was about 2 seconds behind the whole pack. So it was last place, first pit stop, and I just like, well, I don't have time to change the tires, so we're just going.
Well, it paid off, and you got all that track position back and improved 10 spots from where you started. So now you are the trivia question for Onyx. So who won the first race? That is you. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, first I was like, Sim Gaming Expo was awesome. I apologize I missed you guys. I saw you doing a couple broadcasts. I had both my kids there, so we were kind of trying to keep them entertained and meet some people. So I didn't quite catch everybody, but I'll definitely be there for the next one. So, congrats to George. That was an awesome experience. And then I just want to say thanks to Rigney for putting up with us all and putting the show on. You guys for doing the broadcast, Jim and 4D for sponsoring. I mean, it's really cool to see everybody come together and keep this going. So I definitely enjoy racing here.
Well, congratulations on the win, Dean. Broke through. We did bring up your Lionheart stats. We talked about it during the race. You had 32 starts in the Lionheart Retro Series, if those are accurate. So your first win and we'll call your 33rd start in the Lotus 79s. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. No, that's accurate. I never got at the victory lane. I had a few times I was leading around the end of the race and just didn't work out. But like I said, tonight it managed. The yellow helped out. I mean, I know Chris had a more fuel, about the same fuel as me, and had a run, so it would have been interesting if it played out. But I'll take him. I don't win too many of these anymore, so enjoy it when you can get it. And
for sure,
it was awesome to have pace for a change, man. That was fun, being able to ride the wall and make some passes. I really enjoyed it.
Well, congratulations, and we'll see you in a week when we head to the road course at Watkins Glen.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. We'll put him back down there and waiting for it. He can go back to wherever room he was in. Lewis, again, this is a bit of a novelty for us. We're not necessarily, you have a lot of experience in these cars. I have a little bit of an experience in these cars. We're really not comparing these on a one-to-one basis of exact Indy cars from this era, but it's pretty close. And we saw kind of what we expected here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Very early on, it was a pack race. But because the temperatures were kind of up there on the track temperature, and then we had a couple green flag pit stops, the field got strung out, and really it kind of came down to 4 drivers that had a bunch of experience in these cars, and it really paid off for them. And that's kind of how we finished here, race 1 for round 1 of season 1 here of the Onyx Racing League's Lotus 79 series. What did you think of today's race?
It was a good race, actually. It was like we expected. We did in the Lion Hair with just staying there, hold it, and then just back. Just how you did in the pit stop is why you're gonna finish in the track, and that's what I did. That's Callisto did. Callisto pretty good though. 19 spot to finish second today. Stoffer just hold it. He just didn't change it. His finish how he started. So it was a good race. Really, I enjoyed it. It was a short race. That's a good thing actually too. But I hope next oval race could be finished by green flag and finished by battle in between these 3 guys, because they did a good job to stay out of the group. So next one is gonna be different stuff, different thing. Practice about the tires. It's gonna be like Dimol said, I didn't change tires, but who knows next one? Maybe it's gonna be a different stuff. Same strategy, same thing. Less fuel, maybe 2 stop or 1 stop. I remember Lionheart that we did 2 stop or every road course, but not tires. It depends. But some people change the tires. We didn't talk even for the weather today. I have an 108 Fahrenheit finish the race now, and it was even the problem for the race today. So it was a good race, really clear. I know we saw some stuff, but normally it's a race deal. So it was a pretty clear race for the first race on the Onyx Lotus 79. So see you next week on Watkins Sled. See you tomorrow on Fontana, California Speedway for Fixed Series, Oval Fixed Series. This is race 1. Yeah,
all right.
Yeah,
all right. So this is a 10 race schedule. We're doing them all back to back to back. This season will be done in the middle of November. I don't have a schedule graphic yet. I'm getting that work done, but the opener is at Homestead, obviously. Then we're going to Watkins Glen. We only have 3 road courses out of the 10 races, I believe. So we're going to Watkins Glen. Then we're going to go to New Hampshire, then Michigan, which should be a banger. Then we'll go to Worldwide Technology Raceway, which these cars race very well there. Then we will do Laguna Seca for our second road course. Then we will go to Motegi, which go back in Lionheart history and watch I forget what year it was, what season it was, but there was one whale of a race at Motegi in these cars. At one point, they were 5 wide going into turn 3. And I don't think they knew they were 5 wide, because I don't think there's a call out in terms from your spotter to say you're 5 wide. And that was a bit of an interesting race. But then we'll go to Iowa, then Road America, and then we will close out at Auto Club Speedway, a place that you are familiar with, Victory Lane in these cars, Lewis. But only 10 races here for the Onyx Racing League in this inaugural season of the Lotus 79 series. So that's really going to do it. We'll get on out of here, give everyone back their Monday nights. And we'll call it on out here. And so that's it. Going to be it for tonight. And the start of this inaugural season. Once again, your podium from Homestead is Dean Darth Ball with his first career win. Lionel Callisto second. Christopher in third. Join P1 and Onyx again next week as the series moves to its first road course race of the season at Watkins Glen. Coverage begins around 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember, as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not an easy one, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know you get tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe. And while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including tomorrow night, the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series will kick off its season at Auto Club Speedway, as LGN mentioned, at Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, with a big crown jewel race. The coverage starts at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time right here on P1. The Onyx Racing League Lotus 79 Series is brought to you by 4D Racewear. Check out 4D's line of sim racing gloves, shoes, and apparel. Visit them today at 4dracewear.com. Links are in the description. Be sure to get yourselves a pair of their gloves or shoes today. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. To get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams, to learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook, follow them on X and Instagram. Links are in the description. So for LGN, everyone here at P1 and 4D Racewear and Onyx, I'm Gary Gatso saying all good night and thanks for watching. And all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Once again, catch us right here next week at Watkins Glen for our next race of the Onyx Racing League's Lotus 79 Series. Good night, everybody.